Hey, welcome back, family. Welcome back, community. You already know that this is your safe space. I'm Shawanna Kennedy. It's all things you, and you. And just in case somebody might need it, let me grab it. I cheer for you. I cheer for you, but you also know I challenge you to make you a priority. And in this group, y'all been rocking with me, y'all been loving on me, but y'all know I love you and I want you to put yourself first. Most of you who already know me, you know I'm a woman of faith and I love God. Yes, I rock with Jesus. And it's never above him. It's never above your creator, but he has created us to be a gift. And oftentimes we forget it. But here is the thing. I'm here to just what? Be a disruptor and to shake up some things to help wake up what you already know. Some of you are already feeling it. Some of you have already said the words to yourself. Some of you have already been bold enough to have that uncomfortable conversation with who? The who in all of this is you. In order for you to impact others, I say it has to start with you first. This has nothing to do with things that is going on in the world. How about the world on the inside of you? I'm Shawanna Kennedy. I get to do that today. So remember, this is all about your community, your member, the things that you're doing. So today, I wonder who we have as our spotlight. Hey, Rozetta.
Hi, how are you?
I am excited to have Rozetta, guys. If you don't know this young lady, you need to get to know her. She is, I don't know, how do you say a beast of an administrator? I don't know. She's like rock and all things, you know that. And you know, God has given her some levels. You know, it's levels to this, it's levels to her. But I know she is a beast as it relates to being an administrator and being able to meet someone like Rozetta and our coming together at church and serving, right? Serving God has been a blessing to my life, my family's life, and you know that I love you. So I want you to say hello to your community because this time is about you, and just let everybody know a little bit about who you are and what you do.
Again, I am Rozetta Kimbrough. I am a proud 54-year-old mother of 3 adult children. For what I call little people, I am an administrative assistant in many platforms, and I just recently became a independent consultant with Paparazzi Jewelry.
Yeah. See, she is, as you can see, I don't know if you felt the little temperature there. She tried to be a little bit humble, you know, was rather a little modest, but the girl is bad. The girl is bad. And I'm excited to have you, like I said, as a part of my life, not just in the community, but us working arm in arm and side by side to do the things that we need to do to help us all be better. But I want to lean into you and think and talk about you first, talk about putting yourself first.
Okay.
I want to know a little bit more about your self first journey. What happened that made you have to make yourself a priority?
Well, again, being a administrative assistant, I was constantly required to meet the needs of other people. Being a mom, again, also required me to meet the needs of the kids. And maybe about 10 years ago or so, someone wrote this book called Putting Yourself First, or putting yourself on the to-do list or something. I don't have the title exact, but I got an opportunity to read this book about putting yourself first on the to-do list. And as I sat and was reading the introduction in that book and reading chapter 1, I realized that I was, in essence, the person jumping off the pages of that book. And I turned 50. And when I turned 50, I was sitting and I realized that I had been everything to everybody for the first 50 years of my life. And I made the declaration for the next 50, I'm going to be everything I need to be to me. And that's how I really began to be intentional about putting myself first.
I love it. And you know what? I think that little book that she might have been talking about, maybe this. It's the power of putting yourself first. The power of putting
Looks
yourself.
familiar. Yes.
Yeah, the power of putting yourself first. And that's
Yes.
the truth because, I've shared and you've been, like I said, you've been a part of my life for a minute.
Yes.
And having those uncomfortable, courageous conversations and when we're forced, I say it's oftentimes by force, like you said, instead of by choice. And that's why us speaking up and out is so important and powerful. And I love that you shared that. I love that it's something that I may have done, something that I may have shared or even put pen to paper. That's why I talk to each and everybody. It's something that we all have that somebody else need to then help them live out what God has designed us to do and to be. And I love you for sharing that. And when you think about it, even now, you said at 50, and you told us earlier that you are you on the other side, so you 54. So
Yeah.
yes, we're loving that. And I love that you said the other 50, because I said I'm going to triple digits. So I'm with you on that. I'm with you on
Listen.
that. I need to see digits.
Yes,
I need
ma'am.
to see
Yes,
triple.
ma'am. Yeah.
Now, see, I do have to then ask the question though, what is still, now that you've leaned in and you understand the power of putting yourself first, making you a priority in your life, what is still possibly one of your
As you kind of alluded to in my introduction of me being humble, a great deal of it is that I am a humble person to the degree that I really don't like to bring attention to myself. I'm that person. Okay, if you need this, and I can do it for you, or I'm the one who wants to be in the background. I don't really want to bring attention to myself. So as I was sitting and was having some conversations with God and asking God, what is it that I need to do, and making some confessions about things that I knew that he had been telling me to do that I wasn't doing, and fear of my childhood occurrences and trauma and hurts were rising up, which was causing me again to be like, uh-oh, I don't know if I could do this. Because growing up, I was never the one. I wasn't part of the popular kids in school. I wasn't the one going to parties and things like that. So putting myself first and realizing that it was going to take me stepping outside of this fear that I had and this lack of self-confidence in myself is still somewhat of a challenge for me.
I love you being real and transparent and vulnerable. And thank you for trusting me to be able to say that because we're flesh. We're flesh. We're human. We're humans
Right.
being, and the hope is that we're being better and that we're learning and that we're growing and we're getting the help we need, that we're reading the books, that we're having the conversations that for some people the
Absolutely.
doctors that they need to see. And that is how we grow. That is how we get better. If we're really saying this, if we're really leaning into what we say, we got to want to be better. And when we realize that we have been given a power, we have been given authority, we can do those things. And I think it's a beautiful space. When I was even sharing with you before we got ready to record for our community, that seeing you lean into something that you believe that you knew that God was speaking to you about, I want you to talk even more, a little bit more about that with your this current venture that she kind of rocking it, y'all. She mentioned that she has started this journey of being a independent paparazzi agent, right? So I want you to just talk about that because it's still, no matter what it is, for her it's that, but for you it could be something else. But in that, she was still sharing a part of her You First story, and I want you to just share more about that.
Yeah, so I started off, actually, I had never even heard of paparazzi jewelry. So maybe about 5, 6 years ago, a friend of mine was an independent consultant, and, she asked me if I could come and help her. Again, that's just who I am. So I go to help her. And so first thing I said is, listen, I'm going to help you. And that's it. But then I saw how beautiful the jewelry was. So I started purchasing. And so I've been a purchaser since that day. And so I was purchasing to the degree that the lady that I was purchasing from at the time said, okay, listen, I can keep taking your money, or you can go ahead, because you've already bought the kit several times with the amount that you purchased. You can just go ahead and sign up and be a discount shopper where you can get it for the price that I pay for it. I was like, okay, fine, no problem. So I did that. And again, I was content with just being a discount shopper. But then I found that I kept being led to watch these different consultants and their live shows. And there was one person in particular that I was watching. And when I would watch her show wasn't so much about selling the jewelry, but the encouragement that she was giving and, you know, telling her story and how she was trusting God and listening to God. And as I'm listening to her, this voice starts speaking to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, you can't want me getting on Facebook, oh no, you can't want me to do
because you're helping somebody right now too. When we think about leaning in, it's the thing that a lot of us want is on the other side. Earlier you mentioned fear. It's on the other side of fear. And I say, do it and find out. It's, for me, it's just like saying, I'd rather be saved and to find out there is no heaven than to take that chance.
Yeah.
God has a design and a purpose for all of us. And I'm so grateful that you leaned into that, because that's why I always say, do something today that your future self will thank you for. And then I believe you made mention of, even for in our group, because this is about our community, that a post that I did, and you said it was like,
absolutely. I'm going to get to that. So again, that's why I'm saying, when I was like, this Facebook Live, no, you can't want me to do that. And so again, I signed up in November. I didn't do my first live, I think, until like February. And this is how I came to do it. You posted a question in the community. What is it, that one thing that God has told you to do that you have not done yet? And my response was, I'm going to be doing it this weekend. That entire week, I was a nervous wreck. I mean, I was, and to the degree I was somewhat horrified to do it. What if I don't this, and you know I don't that, and that. So again, I started making all of these excuses. And I'm not just saying this because you and I are talking, but it is true to my heart, because then I start hearing, we don't make excuses.
Yeah, come on.
Adjustments.
We make the necessary adjustments. That's right.
Again, I've watched the different persons that you have had through the Self First community, and I've not just watched them, but I've watched them to see how, you know, they are, you know, making the decisions or making the moves within their own businesses. And so, you know, for a long time, God had told me to start the business like almost 20 years ago. But again, because I, you know, lacked confidence in myself, and because again, at that time, I'm still a single mom. I'm still an administrative assistant for a very popular and busy individual. So, you know, all of those things. And then I ventured into the married life. So then I took on a husband. So all of these things kept getting in front of or ahead of what I knew in my heart that I should have been doing for myself. And so long story short of it, when I read that post and I said, okay, I'm just going to go ahead and do it. And once I got out there and I did it again, everything you think could have gone wrong, like literally 5 minutes before I hit that go live button, it happened. But I said, okay, I can't keep talking about I trust God, and I can't keep talking to God about giving me confidence to do what it is that he wants me to do. But every time something happens, I get scared again. So It just happened that, I did it. And even after I did it, I didn't want to do it anymore.
That's
I didn't want to do
that
it
is
anymore.
so true. That's being honest. That's being honest.
I did it.
Mm-hmm.
But then
What did
the
you do?
Lord kept sending people asking me. So, and that's how, I came back and I did it like 3 days in a row. And I'm like, oh my gosh. I've very rarely or seldomly pat myself on the back, but that's why I said on that post when I did the right up under my picture, I'm so proud of me.
Yeah. And you know what? Stop. We have to pause and insert right here. How often have we hesitated? We know it's all God. So I'm going to say that, y'all. We know it's all God. But because if he abides on the inside of you, why do people think we shouldn't do this? Right? Because one of the things that you already know that I talk about is being okay to cheer for yourself. Knowing what that feels like, Rozetta. And I know that it has changed your life when you hear your inner voice, even if you don't speak it, saying, you know what, girl, I'm proud of you. I am proud of you. Come on, talk about it.
That was major because I realized that growing up, I never really heard that as a child. So it was almost, and even though as an adult, I've heard some other people say, I'm so proud of you, it didn't really register with me because, sometimes, people will say things and they could have meant it with their whole sincere heart. But when you aren't used to having something said to you, let me stop saying you, when I wasn't used to having something like that said to me, it was as if I can't believe it.
Mm-hmm.
But then once I realized I never heard it as a kid and I started sitting, I think I never really said it to my children. And then I'm like, oh my gosh, I've got to do better. So I can't lead my children to be the parents that I know they desire to be if I can't be the parent that I know they need to have me be. And it took my baby girl to tell me something that just shook me to the core, which was another reason why I said, okay, I have got to do this, because if I don't do it for me, then she'll never know that she can do the things that she needs to do for her.
That is so real because they are watching. They are looking for us. And we have to, even if their lives take a different direction, but we still have to be the example. Is when we think about, we think about church and people saying, sometimes you're the only Bible that some people will see. If they don't see, if they always see us down and never see us up, if they never see us taking the chance, if they never see us, of course, counting the cost, but taking some risk for the betterment, then they will. We're teaching them that it's okay to not go for it. We're teaching them. So I appreciate you even at this stage, in this age, because I tell, me and the youngest, I say she gets the best of me at this age, in this stage, because I have learned some things and I can totally agree with that. So when I think about that, I'm so proud of I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. I'll do the ugly. They know they
yes.
I'll do the ugly cry because I'm so proud of you and all of the things that you're doing.
Listen, I'm surprising myself.
That is good. Yes, say it again.
I am surprising myself.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. And to be able to, because all we have, we have, it's us. When you're alone, it's still you. It's you, and you have to be okay with you. You have to be okay with embracing yourself in the moments of silence and enjoy. And I'm glad that you're in this space right now. So I need you to even lean in and talk to someone who may be still struggling. They're like, I hear all that. All that sounds good, Rozetta. That is wonderful. But how can you help someone that could potentially still be struggling? Talk to them right now. Talk.
Um, Definitely, the one thing I will definitely say is, um, and again, I don't want to make it seem like I'm just saying this because I'm on the Self First Community Spotlight, but those books, the putting yourself on the to-do list, the 5 whys of, I'm not whys, W's of putting yourself first. Those were real instrumental tools that helped me say, you know what, you can do it. Afraid you could not do it, or you could spend the rest of your life wondering, what if? I didn't want the what if. And so if I did it and I failed, I can at least say I did it. So putting myself around people who wanted to see me win, and not just people who I realized would just call me when they wanted me to do a flyer, or can you type up this letter for me, or can you this and can you that? And then after I had did it, they were gone. So, I prayed and asked the Lord that if there was anybody that did not mean any positive or good for my life, to remove them and to let me be okay with it. And again, the right people in my life and the right reading material. I even had to stop watching certain TV shows because they were filling my mind with not positivity, but negativity, which was another thing that was feeding into my fear. Like, oh my gosh, well, she did that. And then, so again, putting yourself around positive people who want you to win, and involving yourself in different tools and avenues. For instance, I watched, oh, come on, help me. Now I can't think of the name of the show. Sweet Jesus, help me. The Chosen. I watched that show, and that show taught me that I had been chosen by God to do some amazing things for some amazing women. And all I have to do is be willing to do what he's asked me to do. So for those of you who may be scared, one of the ladies that I watched, she said, you can be scared broke or you can be scared rich. Which one would you rather have? So whatever it is that you are afraid to do you want to be scared doing it for positivity, or scared doing it for the negative results that may happen? Either way it go, whether scared good, scared bad, just do it.
Yay, I love it. Did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear all that inspiration? It make you just want to stick your chest out and be all proud. I'm over here so proud. And you look, it's over. It's actually over my shoulder. The 5 W's of you. And I know it's not, when I did that, when God inspired me to do that, yes, it was to help other people, but it was really me walking through, and I keep them around as a continual reminder about it being a journey, y'all. This is a journey. This is a journey. It's not once the switch turn on and you like, oh, it is. Yeah, no, this is a journey. It's a daily walk. We have to choose. We get a choice every day. You've heard it. We teach people how to treat us. How are we allowing people to not only treat us, but how are we choosing to treat ourselves?
Absolutely.
And that's some of the reason why people have some of the relationships that they have, is because they're allowing it. And that's because that's how they treat themselves. Like you said, when you were speaking and saying you weren't used to having certain things. So when the good stuff was starting to show itself, you feel weird and think something is wrong with the good.
Like the person has an ulterior motive or something.
Yeah. I
Not
love
realizing that, again, I'm just like maybe a year into really understanding that, Rozetta, you deserve some stuff that you've gotten. You really deserve it. So I'm a year in.
Yeah, I know you were saying that you deserve some stuff. You deserve some stuff. And
Yeah.
when that light bulb went off, I know it changed everything for you. I know it. I know it did.
Major.
Yeah.
Again, I've gotten to a place, and I say this often, I've worked so hard to get to a place of peace in my life. Not my mama, my daddy, sisters, brothers, dogs, cats, rats, roaches, ants, spiders, kids, grandkids. Nobody gets to come in and interrupt that. So that is the main, I guess, thing I did for myself first, was to get myself to a place of peace. And again, it made me feel good to say no to somebody and not feel guilty about it. Because that was one of my major obstacles, if you will, to walking into putting myself first, being afraid to say no to somebody else. Like, okay, so I really want to do this, but so-and-so asked me if I can do that. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna do this for so-and-so. And so-and-so really didn't care, really if they reciprocated, a thank you or anything like that. So I just had to get to a point where I said, okay, you know what? Either you do it, or you're going to continue in this perpetual hamster wheel of over and over and over again. And that first no that felt good to say it, I can't, there was no feeling, I can't even describe what it felt like when I said no and didn't feel guilty because I said no. I just can't.
I love it. I love it. Y'all hear that? It's because it's saying yes to you. It is saying yes
Absolutely.
to you.
Absolutely.
It is saying yes. So start saying yes to you.
Yes.
We know that we have responsibilities. Yes, we all have responsibilities. And all of us have a story. All of us have a story. All of us has experienced some level of hurt, disappointment, shame, trauma. All of those things are part of each one of us if we listen to each other's story. However, comma, and up and through here, there is more. When people be saying, is there all there is? No, there is more.
No.
And it's for you to have a life and a life of abundance. And that's not necessarily, monetarily or material things. It's peace of mind, it's love, it's joy, it's calm.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Calm. I love that. So I have to ask you, one of the things that I ask all of you all, because I want to know, what is the one word, if you had to put a word on putting yourself first, if you had to put a word that, because we know you're going to say Jesus, but outside of Jesus, that it makes you lean in to remembering to make you a priority, what is that word and what does it mean to you?
That word would be refreshing. It's like, how like on a hot summer day and you're kind of like dry mouthed and thirsty and you drink that nice cold glass of whether it's water or lemonade or iced tea, and you just feel so refreshed. Putting myself first has been so refreshing.
Don't y'all feel good? Don't y'all feel good? Don't y'all feel good? This has been an amazing spotlight. That's why I love you, girl. Oh, wow. Oh, man. And before we get out of here, I just want to know if there's anything else that you would like to share with our community, because this time is about the who is.
Well, first of all, let me thank you, because again, you were very instrumental in starting me on my self-first journey, even though I've, strayed away from it along the way. And as I said in my post the other day, I have been intentional in making sure that I am going to be putting me first, and deciding to pick those books back up. And when I began to read them, it just seemed to spark a fire under me. I am ready to go. So again, thank you so much. You just don't understand and know how much of an impact you have been in my decision to put me first.
Thank you. You know, see, y'all, she trying to get the ugly cry out of me.
I'm not.
I,
It's just the truth. It is what it ti is.
we just really have to be our authentic self and show
Yeah,
up way every day. And
yeah,
the people that are meant to be around us, I say, I believe I saw it on a post where they were talking about once you start putting yourself first, that's something that you already know that I talk about it. People will, they're going to fall away. Because you either become a magnet or you become a repellent. Because the people that are not tend and have during up and through here in the season of whatever the life you're in, they're going to begin to fall off, and that's okay. Because when you think about new levels, and when we say we want more, some of those people, some of those things, some of those places, we can no longer do them, we can no longer have it, we can no longer be, we can love people, but we have to be okay to bless them from another
yeah,
space, right? Because I'm up in here, like you said, when you talked about the cat, the dog, the mama, daddy, they already know that if it becomes hazardous to my health, then I can't do it. And I say that. And I've gotten um, some pushback when I say that. When I say it becomes hazard to my health and I no longer choose to, do and deal
yeah.
with that, it's for the safety of me. And
Absolutely.
unless you're living and walking and being in that and know yourself,
Yeah,
it won't, to somebody else from the outside, they'll see it and hear it a totally different way, but it's not their journey. It is your journey. And I'm so
absolutely.
grateful that you have done that. You
Yeah,
are walking in it in the present day. You are even through, because life be still lifing. It's still a
yeah,
daily choice to
absolutely.
get up and
Yeah, and one last thing, and again, I am seeing God do something in a short amount of time of me with this paparazzi jewelry that a lady has booked a jewelry party. And the theme of this jewelry party is love yourself.
mm, mm.
And I have decided that someone at that party is going to win your books.
That's you just let me
That
know, Mary.
that's I
I
mean, and
can
again, I don't want to sound like
yeah,
I'm, beating a dead horse, but I don't want to say it just because of the relationship that I have with you. I love you with everything in me, but those books again have made such a difference in my life, and I've already given them to a couple other people outside of this, and they talk about how those the putting yourself on the to-do list, how those books have blessed their lives. So I want you to know, and I'm sure you already know the impact that you are making, but you are making more of an impact for women you don't even know, that you've never even spoken to. So again, I read I've read Viola's Finding Me. I've read Sarah Jake's books. Again, they have been wonderful. But your books, again, even the journaling and the action steps, they have been very, very, very instrumental in my first journey. And so I hope that this platform, and then I, through handing out the books, can help somebody make the decision to put themselves first.
Y'all, I didn't pay her. I promise you I did not
She
pay her to
really
say
didn't.
that.
She didn't even know. She didn't
No,
even know.
I'm just so grateful. I'm so grateful. And I'm thankful for you. I'm thankful for our community. I am and knowing what I do helps you to do what you do. Like you said, when you mentioned even your daughter, that's why we have to. We have to, because I do say, yeah, is it about us? Yes, it is. But when you look at even the bigger picture, us being who we're meant to be is to help somebody else.
Yeah.
It is still to help somebody else.
Yeah.
And me showing up as my full self, right? The overflow of the cup, right? Not a cliche. It blesses people like you, Rosita, and then your cup being full and running over, it allows you to bless the people that are around you. And then we want it to then go, and then it goes to another and to another and to another and to another. And I am grateful. Thank you, Jesus. I'm excited. I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm excited. This has been This has been a great, great, great spotlight.
Yeah.
Because it really does. For if it's something that y'all know y'all should be doing, do it.
Do it.
Do it with your knees shaking and your teeth chattering. Do it.
Do it.
Yeah, because you need you. I appreciate you so much, Rozetta, for pausing from your day to be a part of my life, this community, and continuing to share, and just showing up. And if you already know, make sure if you're not following Rozetta outside of our community, make sure you're following Rozetta. I'm going to make sure when you see this, her information is there, so you can follow her, so you can send her a hey, right? Anybody know me? You already know hashtag pom pom. That means power over mindset, power over me. Give her a pom pom, right? Put something in her thread to say, hey, I saw this and I see you. You know, anybody know too? I speak about being seen, and when we're seen, what are they seeing? And when you're being heard, have something of value to say, because somebody needs what they see in you, what they hear in you, and your whole being. So because you matter that much. You matter that much. I appreciate y'all. Rozetta, I love you. I love you. I love you.
Love you, Sister Reverend.
Oh, you know what? There she go. Rozetta, don't go nowhere. Let's get out of here. I love you guys. I'll see you next time for our next community. What? Spotlight.
Light.